Alright guys, today's lesson is all about subtracting decimals. I guess tomorrow's lesson is all about subtracting decimals. So go ahead and get your notebook out. Write 2-7, subtracting decimals. And guess what? The same mistakes are made when people subtract decimals. The exact same mistakes that they make with adding decimals, they make the same mistakes with subtracting decimals. So the first thing that you must do is line up the decimals. Stars, exclamations, okay? Make sure that that is the first thing you do when you add or subtract decimals. The exact same steps apply to subtracting decimals as they do addition. So, if you need to, refer back. First, line up the decimals. Then, obviously, instead of adding, you start subtracting at the place value farthest to the right. You continue until you've gotten through the whole number. Okay? So we're not going to rewrite the steps, but we are going to talk about them as we work out these problems together. I can find my handy dandy pen. Alright, this will work. So, let's do some... Oh, actually, this is another important piece of information. You can add zeros to the right of a decimal without changing the value. This can be helpful when you are subtracting decimals. Okay? So, here are two examples we are going to practice. And in both of these examples, we're going to use the strategy of adding a zero to make subtracting a little easier. So first things first, we cannot subtract like this. I have to line up the decimals. So 49 59/100ths minus 7 9/10. Okay? Now, unlike addition, the commutative property does not apply. So whatever number is listed first has to go on top. Now, here's where we can add a zero without changing the value. Okay? So now we just subtract, starting with the place value farthest to the right. 9 minus 0 is 9. I can't subtract 9 from 5. So we need to borrow from the ones place. Then this becomes 15. So 15 minus 9 is 6. My decimal stays in the same spot. 8 minus 7 is 1. 4 minus 0 is 4. You should get 41 and 69/100ths. Okay? So another example over here. If you want to, you could pause the video and try it on your own and then check it with me. Or you can just do it as I do it. So we're going to have 24 and 6/10 minus 8 and 27/100ths. Notice how all of my place values are nice and lined up. But I don't have anything here. Again, I can add a zero so it looks a little more even and it's not going to change the value of this number. So obviously I can't take 0 minus 7, so I'm going to borrow from this 6. And then I have 10 minus 7 is 3. 5 minus 2 is 3. 4 minus 8 I also can't do. So I borrow from the 2 and regroup. 14 minus 8 is 6. 1 minus 0 is 1. So I got 16 and 33/100ths. Again, these zeros do not change the value of the original number. They just help us subtract. Okay? So first, line up the decimals and all the place values really. Second, look to see if you need to add any zeros to help make subtracting easier. And then carefully subtract using your basic math facts that you learned so long ago. Alright? Here are your 4 practice problems. Go ahead and copy each of these down. Come to class tomorrow with all of them finished, and we will discuss them at the beginning of the class before you start your work for the day. All right, I will see you tomorrow.